Second semi-final, and it's a very damp and greasy track that greets the 28 competitors lining up, the first 14 all to go through to the final. The front row is dominated by the famous Duckham's colours, and there this year's British champion Michael Verger's Niko Palhares, and he has returned to Formula Ford, returned to the same colour scheme. He was the 1989 British Formula Ford champion. He won the festival last year. He's had a bad year in Formula 3. He's come back to Formula Ford to try and win the festival again. So this year's champion and last year's British champion line up on the front row. The Brazilian on the outside, actually more favoured position on the start, even though Michael Vergers is on the inside. The grid lined up, 15 laps of this semi-final in very greasy, wet conditions. They await the go, and away they go, and it's Vergers that's got the better traction from pole position. Michael Vergers, the young Dutch boy, this year's British champion, leads up to paddock. Palhares safely into second as the rest of the field goes up to Paddock Hill Bend. Still up out front, it's still Vergers just ahead. It's very close to Palhares, looks up the inside as Vergers takes the wider line. Again, these drivers looking for the, maybe not the normal racing line, but one that gives more grip. They take one wide. There's Jules Bouillon, that's the French champion that's showing so well. He's following these two Van Diemen drivers out front, the Works drivers. And Dave Coyne charging up through the field in the background. And there, that's almost, he has spun, as Vergers has gone. At Surtees, can he? No, he's touched the barriers, he's bounced off. There may not be enough damage to stop him. So Michael Vergers, one of the big favourites, will there be any damage? He's back in the race, but right down, we can see there, no real visible damage. But up front, Niko Palhares now thinking, well, the old veteran, I'm all right, but certainly would be surprised to have had the lead handed to on a plate like that, and Vergers is going to be kicking himself. But up front, things getting a little bit tighter here. We see Palhares coming up to finish 11 laps. He's got Bouillon in his wheel tracks, and there Dave Coyne just lapping a back marker. He's much, much closer than before, but he certainly knows how to drive a Formula Ford, or indeed any other racing car for that matter. He is right with him. He's going to look on the inside at Clears. He's straight up to second. Tremendous. Bouillon probably didn't even know he was going to be there, but Bouillon counterattacks. Coyne on the outside line, maybe with better traction, but Bouillon not giving up that second place. But Coyne didn't wait one corner. He caught them, and straight away he attacked. This is Dave Coyne at his best. Now hassling Palhares. He's going to try the outside of Palhares. He's got 3 laps to take the lead, but he wants to do it straight away. Bouillon coming back. Palhares now defending like he's never done before as Coyne looks for the long outside line round Druids. There's one back marker ahead to worry Palhares. There's 3 laps to go, and the reward for winning this semi-final is the front row of the grid for the final, and that can mean everything. And Coyne now looking for the inside at Surtees. He won't do that. He'll take the proper racing line. He'll try to make the most. The back marker ahead moves out. All 3 go skating through the inside. Coyne looks wide. Bouillon takes the inside. Coyne now looking for the traction that he needs to get the slingshot. He's right in Palhares' slipstream. Palhares will surely hold the inside line up to paddock. He'll stay down low, and Coyne will be left with the outside wider line, which Dave goes for. Palhares braking later. Coyne snaps back inside, pulls tighter, down Paddock Hill. Tremendous, he's up the inside of him. A perfect manoeuvre. The classic. Palhares knew he was under pressure. He braked later than ever before, and Dave Coyne, with 2 laps to go, leads the semi-final, having started his heat 10 seconds behind the rest of the pack. He's moved forward in the reminiscent of Johnny Herbert's famous 1985 Formula Ford Festival when the same thing happened. And Coyne now leading the field, leaving Niko Palhares there to fend off Bouillon. Palhares will be hoping that they might just slow Dave Coyne's momentum for a fraction of a second and give him a chance, but really he's not close enough to do it. In fact, he's more worried about Bouillon. Bouillon right behind him, looking up the inside. Maybe he's learnt from Coyne the manoeuvre for clearways. Coyne has got a back marker, but it shouldn't hold him up too much. Will Bouillon try the inside line for clearways? Coyne around the outside. No, Bouillon playing it safe. He's going to let Palhares have that second place. But after 15 laps of superb Formula Ford racing, Dave Coyne from 18th or 19th on the grid wins the semi-final. Second Palhares, third good drive from French champion Bouillon. Michael Edgar in a Van Diemen, David Coyne in a Swift, but on the inside of the second row is young Irish boy Finn Murray in a Reynard chassis. Beside Finn Murray on that second row is last year's winner, Niko Palhares from Brazil. Palhares was the 1989 British Formula Ford champion. He's come back to the festival after a disappointing year in Formula 3 this year with the lack of money, meaning lack of results. But Palhares looking to be the first man to win 2 consecutive festivals. 28 Formula Fords then lined up for this 20-lap final on pole position with his heart beating faster than it ever has done before. Young Michael Edgar on the outside, the experience of Dave Coyne as the lights switch to green and Coyne makes the most tremendous getaway from the outside of the front row. Young Edgar not quite up to that start. Spots of rain now coming down. The track could get greasy, but Coyne, who did so well in those conditions in the semi-finals, won't care what the track conditions are where he is. He's out front leading. Edgar now settling in, holding on to second as Palhares tries the long way around the outside at Druids. Down into Graham Hill Bend. Coyne leads from Edgar and Palhares. Young Michael Edgar going with Coyne. Palhares under pressure from Finn Murray. The rest of the pack stream up to Paddock Hill Bend. Coyne still leads from Edgar. Third still Palhares. Finn Murray dodging this way and that in the wheel tracks of Palhares. Finn Murray trying the outside. We are watching in 5th. Rick Morris there in 6th, another veteran. 2 veterans in the top 6 with these young chargers sandwiched in. Edgar's made a slight mistake and Palhares has got a wheel up the inside. He's alongside into Surtees. Edgar closes the door like a veteran, belying his youth. Edgar there on a tremendous Bouillon trying up the inside of Finn Murray for clearways, not doing that either. Coyne, a little bit of breathing space there as the battle for second was waged. But this is fantastic, hectic Formula Ford racing, slipstreaming down the top straight. Every driver looking for a gap ahead, but at the same time having to check his mirrors behind. Coyne eases away through Paddock Hill Bend. He mustn't go across that black and white line too often. That's the old circuit. You're penalised if you do that too often. Edgar in second. Coyne must steady himself down out front. Palhares looking to get by Edgar as soon as possible to mount a challenge on Coyne. But certainly the young Northern Ireland boy Palhares looks down the outside to try and worry Edgar into making a mistake. Edgar holds the defensive inside line. Palhares looks up the inside. This time he surely must do it, but Edgar tries to close the door down. They're side by side through clearways. Now, having opened that door, Palhares should be able to hold on to the inside up to Paddock, but Finn Murray's trying to make it 3 abreast. So these 3, Palhares is going to take second, and Finn Murray takes third, but Edgar's going to hold him off. Edgar sliding out wide, pushing Finn Murray wider and wider. Bouillon, the French champion, looks to come in inside Finn Murray. This is fantastic, hectic Formula Ford racing at its best as Palhares now looks to chase Coyne for the lead. Palhares now challenging. This is the titanic clash up front. Palhares winner last year. Dave Coyne in the Swift chassis. Palhares, and Coyne makes a mistake, goes wide. Palhares is through. Coyne there defending the inside line. Palhares up wide. So now Palhares, last year's winner, looking to be the first man to do 2 consecutive festivals. But it's Van Diemen chassis leading Swift. Palhares ahead of the charger Coyne. Michael Edgar not being dropped at all, but Jules Bouillon, the French champion, really putting on a tremendous performance here. We've never seen a foreign driver come over here and be so competitive as Bouillon. The other drivers here, the Brazilians and all the other nationalities, they tend to race over in Britain in the British Championship. Palhares easing away perhaps. Coyne not right with him. Palhares just a couple of car lengths ahead of Coyne. Works Van Diemen chassis leads, Works Swift chassis. These 2 drivers almost brought into this festival to win the race for their respective manufacturers, to prove the chassis. But up front there, Coyne is in the lead. Coyne is in the lead. Palhares has stopped before Paddock. Well, this is a tragedy for the man that was trying to win 2 festivals in a row. He stopped. This is now the challenge for the lead. Coyne is in the lead. Bouillon, for the French champion, there already abandoned. Palhares in disgust. He's already walking back. something stopped the car. There, poor Niko Palhares. There's nothing sadder than a sad Brazilian.